today I have no idea what to do or how this works. So I'm gonna be playing a game called Will I Get Smacked with a Strike? And also you might not be able to see my eyes. So then, you already see what we're gonna be watching. Hold on. This video right here. Let's see if we get smacked or we get away with it.
And socializing. You know, a typical concert. Thousands of people stand tightly packed together in the festival crowd, enjoying themselves and listening to the music. But at 10:05 p.m., a day that most concert goers would describe as a dream suddenly turned into their worst nightmare. They were completely unaware of the tragedies that were about to unfold. Out of nowhere, loud and rapid popping noises erupt, overpowering the country singer on the stage's voice in an instant. The singing of the crowd immediately turns into shrieks and screams of terror. People began to run around frantically, worrying that the noises were gunshots. And unfortunately, they were right. Most people tried to de-escalate the situation, assuming it was just a firecracker or fireworks, or something of that nature. In many of the videos recorded from the event, people can be heard yelling out things like, "Don't worry, it's just fireworks."
Yeah. Oh.
Fireworks, or something of that nature. In many of the videos recorded from the event, people can be heard yelling out things like, "Don't worry, it's just fireworks."
One. Oh, I think, yeah, I think that dude right there, that looks like he's doing a symbol. I believe he's friends with him on Fortnite. I'm not sure.
It's fireworks. It's fireworks. Stop. It's fireworks.
But these people should be worrying. They should be running for safety because it was about to happen all over again. Another set of loud popping noises fills the air. This time, people became even more suspicious of the fact that they could be in danger. The concert venue breaks out into a complete chaos. People push and shove each other as they try to sprint away from the area. Bodies start dropping within the crowd of people. Injured victims fall to the ground, screaming in pain as they're unable to move. The blood of the wounded splatters onto the people around them as the others, in a desperate attempt to help, frantically move lifeless bodies trying to save any sign of life. At this point, the reality of the situation kicks in. Their worst fears are true. Now everyone knows what the sounds were. Rapid gunfire. Those who could still run rush over to cover themselves from the gunshots. Absolutely horrified, they hide behind barricades, walls, cars, literally anything. People throw their bodies over their injured loved ones to shield them from the gunshots. The only issue is, no one knows where the shots were coming from. They could be coming from any direction. Between the echoing screams and the police sirens all around, it was impossible to tell. The gunfire seemed to be never ending. More and more people scream as they are struck by the bullets. Blood stains the ground around the final resting spots of some unfortunate victims. Dead bodies appear in the venue, on the street, and in surrounding areas. And people had to make a tough decision. Either leave their loved ones dead and bleeding out, or save themselves. Boxheads, it's an impossible situation to be in. Man, these poor people just wanted to enjoy a concert and now their lives are traumatized forever. Anyways, when the police had arrived just a few minutes into the attack, they were met with complete chaos. They knew just as much about the shooter as the concert goers, so basically nothing. Confused and honestly unsure what to do, they rushed over to any injured victims they saw and acted as paramedics. There wasn't enough medical help or paramedics to go around for the hundreds of injured people. Just 10 minutes later, at 10:15 p.m., over 1,000 rounds of bullets later, the shooting had finally come to a stop. This inhumane and disgusting attack led to the immediate deaths of 58 people. 2 people died from health complications as a result from their injuries a few years later. And guys, 413 people were injured by gunfire, and 867 had sustained non-gunshot injuries as a result of the absolute chaos that ensued that night. But wait, this story isn't over yet. You're probably wondering who the hell was behind this shooting. Well, let's meet the evil gunman himself. 64-year-old Stephen Paddock, a man from Mesquite, Nevada, who was described by his family as non-violent and quiet. Security camera footage within the building actually captured the timeline of the events leading up to this killer's ruthless attack. Paddock had spent the day before his attack gambling, laughing, and enjoying his stay in the Mandalay Bay. But it also captures something more eye-catching. In the footage, he can be seen bringing up suitcase after suitcase to his room on the 32nd floor of the, Mandalay Bay. And no, it wasn't just a normal amount of luggage. He had so many bags that he had to take multiple trips up elevators just to get it all into his room. Fast forward to about 9:20 p.m. on the night of the attack, October 1st. Paddock had barricaded himself within 2 connecting rooms on the third.
Someone who looks like a letter R. Hey, give me a second. Yo, this damn ghost in my room won't stop messing with shit. Occasionally, I see that picture I have next to the closet right over there moving around. And or noises. I cannot smell on this thing. Anyways, back to the video.
Second floor, a 480-foot tall building that provided him with the perfect vantage point of the festival below. In these rooms, Paddock had stashed and prepared 24 firearms. That's what all the luggage was for. Suitcases filled with mostly assault rifles and thousands of rounds of ammunition. He even rigged a food service cart with security cameras. He put the cart outside of the room down the hallway and relayed the footage through a screen in his room. This way he could keep an eye out for anyone who might be on their way to stop his attack. Paddock then unzips each of his gun-filled suitcases. He takes out each rifle one by one and scatters them across various spots in the room, or should I say rooms. Around 10 p.m., Paddock is just about ready to start his attack. He takes a sledgehammer and shatters a window in each of the rooms. At 10:05 p.m., he grabs an assault rifle, props it up against the broken glass, and then lifts the weapon to his eye line. Taking aim at the crowd below, he squeezes the trigger, unleashing bullets on the helpless victims beneath him. After Paddock had begun shooting, a security guard and engineer who worked in the building went upstairs to investigate the shots. And when they reached the 32nd floor, you'd think for sure Paddock was about to be caught, right? Well, the security guard and engineer were caught on the cameras. So Paddock knew they were coming. Remember the food service cart? He saw them through the camera feed, went out of his room, and fired at them from across the hallway. The security guard called for backup and informed the police that they had found the location of the shooter. With this information, a SWAT team is sent into the building to take out the killer. They quickly make their way up to the 32nd floor. Once they arrive, they kick down doors and hurry into the other rooms on the floor, informing the residents of the danger and getting them to safety. At approximately 11:20 p.m., after about an hour of clearing rooms and preparing to breach, a SWAT team finally makes an effort to enter Paddock's locked room. They place an explosive on the outside of the room. They stand a safe distance away and then they enter the room to find Stephen Paddock in a pool of blood, dead on the floor by a self-inflicted gunshot wound. This man took the lives of nearly 60 people, but instead of giving the families of the victims answers, he took the easy way out. The absolute horror of this night was finally concluded as an officer radioed. Suspect down.
So then.
Test strip is a scam.
No, do not listen to this. Do not listen to this. I repeat, do not listen to this.
You said it's a scam.
My nose. Do not listen to this. It's fake. See, 4.1 stars. It's fake. See, it's all fake. 4.1 stars don't mean shit. It's fake. It's a scam. It's literally a scam. It would be a 5 out of 5 stars if it was real. Anyways, I think that's about right enough. Recording is only 8 minutes in. Too much stuff. So then see you next time.